We well know that after running the engine for some amount of kilometers, it requires to be checked. And sometimes when they knock, they require to be checked just to know some of the wear and tear on a part, to know the specific part to change if you're not changing the engine completely. Of course, that is what service and maintenance is all about, because you have to put a lot of details together to actually save costs for your industry. And so there are tricks to actually follow in order to know the right part, and also to actually know exactly what to do, right? Because sometimes after doing this overhauling on these heavy engine trucks, certain technicians or certain mechanic ignore the most important things, which end up costing times two of the service of the overhauling cost, because that engine is definitely going to return in just a very short time. So I want to take you deep into some of the things that you can notice that most mechanic will not notice, like they fail to check, right? These are common things that mostly occur on heavy duty engines as a result of heavy blow, heavy combustion, heavy heat inside the internal combustion chamber. So it's kind of like takes you along the water gallery, because the water gallery, there's so much water heating up, more than a boiling point. But then with the help of coolant, those water, you know, stay at a mild and controllable temperature. But then over a long period of operation, there is a way that we start noticing on those gallery, and those were continuous, especially as your uh, cooling system start lose efficiency, and you know so those heat will kind of like start eating up on the walls of the gallery of your block engine. And sometimes the wrong coolant, using the wrong coolant, also contribute to this wear, in its severe terms. But don't get it wrong, it's always going to happen at a point. But, when you don't use coolant, or when you use the wrong coolant or over corrosed coolant, you will start noticing this very, very fast on your engine block, because that chamber is actually a very solid chamber, designed with a special cast iron to prevent this, as slow as possible, to slow this down as low as possible. But you're definitely going to find notice it, especially this very, very common on these vehicles, Sino trucks. So I'm going to be showing you this wear and tear, and how to diagnose and check if your engine, when you're servicing it, need to need to be changed. The block, if you need to change the block engine, you know instead of working with it. Because what it does is, if you ignore it and you went ahead to service your engine, as you start operating the engine, you in a very short time, you will get uh you get water mist in the engine block chamber. So like, a lot of people will diagnose this as overheating from your gasket burning, and it's not it's not always the gasket, right? When you have this where you have this leak, it gets into your block as soon as there is an expansion after a very high temperature of preparation. So let's check this out. So here is the water gallery. This is actually where water actually stay, and that water helps to cool this internal chamber. So it's good to open this place up when diagnosing for service, right? It's good to open this place up because with time, this is what you start seeing. You start getting these holes. That is as a result of heavy hot blow right there. You see those punctures, right? It goes deep, continues to eat deep. Sometimes it's ignorable because when it's just a light, when it just started, you can actually still use it, because of the cost of block. And so, but with time, it start eating up deep, start eating deep. It doesn't stop. It continues to eat, right? Continues to eat till it eats down to the engine block chamber. So it's good to open up this place to check properly, check to make sure that you are on a safe part. Because if you don't, that water will get into the surface of your engine, and you don't want water coming to where you need to be dry, where you need combustions to happen, right? This is why water is separated and isolated in this chamber. So it's just to cool the body of the engine. It's just to cool down the combustion, right? To cool the engine down so that it doesn't catch fire, it doesn't get overheated. So, but then with time, these punctures start to occur, which you can avoid. So then it start getting into this area. You can see this is the sleeve liner. So you start getting around that place, the sleeve liner area. So you start seeing water, gasping out from those chamber, and it creates problem.